Cryptids are animals or entities which, according to mainstream biology, are extinct or don't exist. Nonetheless, there are eyewitnesses who claim to have seen these creatures. These include, just to mention a few of the more famous ones, the North American Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and the Yeti of the Himalayas. But the Tasmanian tiger, also known as thylacine, which is believed to have gone extinct in the early 20th century, is considered a cryptid as well. There are reports from people in the last few decades who claim to have seen this creature. Cryptozoology is the field of science which deals with these creatures. Although mainstream academics and biologists consider this field a pseudoscience, this video will delve into the field of cryptozoology. Not long ago, a very interesting eyewitness testimony with photographic evidence came into my possession. I think this is far too interesting, and if true, far too important for people not to hear about it. So here we are. Saber-toothed cats are a subfamily of the Felidae, which are now believed to have gone extinct. More than 30 species and subspecies of this type of animal is known to science. They have been present across 5 continents until 10 to 12,000 years ago. At the end of the last ice age, they went extinct. Despite their supposed extinction, multiple eyewitnesses claim to have seen strange cats with huge knife-like fangs across the globe, such as the jaguar-sized tiger Dantero from the cloud forest of the Andes in South America, the Central African river-dwelling big cat, which the locals call the water lion, the Eneti tiger, which is seen around the mountains of the African savanna, or the chigo from the rainforests of Sumatra. The following eyewitness testimony reports a similar creature, but one which is not from a desolate, sparsely populated corner of the world, rather from Europe. More precisely, Hungary. This testimony came into my possession through a friend of the witness. The witness is a 17-year-old young man who lives in a small mountain village in the northern part of the country, and all of it takes place in 2021. He wants to keep his identity secret, so for simplicity's sake, I will call him Bob. Bob often takes hikes in the forests surrounding his home, and according to him, he often sees a strange lynx-like creature. In February, he stayed out longer than he usually does. It was already dark when he decided to head home with a flashlight in his hand. On the road, he heard the noise of a branch snapping to his side, which was immediately followed by a noise which cats make when they hiss. He aimed his flashlight toward the noise, and then he spotted an animal, which he described with the following words. Quote, "Its size could maybe be comparable to those larger poodles, but in the shape of a cat. Its head looked interesting, a mixture between a cat and a lion, I think, and its fangs hung out from its mouth. Its eyes reflected light. Back then it seemed spotted, but it was probably due to the shadows because it didn't seem that way when I saw it later. Its tail was the length of its body. This description might be a bit inaccurate because it was only on the tree for a moment." Close quote. After this, the creature jumped down from the tree and disappeared into the underbrush. The next noteworthy event happened in March. The weather turned nice, so Bob went up to a cross found next to his village. Once again, it started getting dark when he decided to go home. On the road, he heard the bushes rustling from which some sort of animal jumped out and stopped. At first, Bob thought it was a stray dog, but when he got closer, he noticed that it was the strange-looking cat he had seen earlier. Bob took out his phone to snap a picture and successfully captured the animal's image. Unfortunately, the picture is pretty dark and low resolution, but with the proper monitor settings you can clearly see some sort of cat. It seems that the animal had a mane similar to a tiger or a lynx. Its belly is covered in a lighter colored fur than the rest of its body. Its neck and tail are covered in dark spots similar to a leopard. The most noticeable thing on the animal, however, is its long fangs which jut out from its mouth. These fangs look exactly like those of a saber-toothed cat. I'll link the pictures below this video in case someone wants to view it in more detail. Bob describes the following scene. Quote, "This time I had a chance to see it more clearly. Its head looks the way I described it earlier. There are no spots on his body, or maybe just very faint like that of a lion cub. Its tail is long. The spots on its tail and neck are more prominent. The hair is longer on its neck, but not like the mane of a male lion. Otherwise, his hair appears dense." Close quote. The animal noticed the click of the phone and with 2 leaps jumped into the bushes. Is it possible that a species belonging to this animal group, which is long believed to be extinct, still exists in modern-day Hungary? I trust you to draw your own conclusions. It is important to note that the last official species of feline was discovered in 2008 in Corsica, Italy. The discovery, however, was only published in 2019, even though the animal named catfox has long been known to locals. Biologists only started studying these animals after a local man managed to capture one in a chicken coop. Due to the animal's nocturnal and elusive lifestyle, researchers found further study difficult. Personally, I don't think that the existence of such an animal is outside the realm of possibility. I would like to encourage our viewers to share their strange paranormal or unusual experiences without fear of ridicule. Please feel free to send it to the email in the description. I'm planning more videos in the future in similar and not so similar subjects. So yes, you know the drill.